Okay, now we're in the playoff bracket. We have Daybreak from OC against T3 from North America. And we're starting with a Serena, Hooper, Snorlax. Daybreak has a chance to qualify for the World Championship. They just have to be 2 North American teams and they qualify for the World Championship. Pretty much. Kinda. Looking at the rest of the bracket. We have Mew and last pick Joe might pick a Scissor again. Nah, right? AZUMARILL? Go for the safe meta growth by the looks of it. No? Oh, he heard me! Bro, he's watching my stream. Turn off my stream, bro. You gotta play the game. Hey. Turn the stream off. And Anon picking a Leafeon here last. He's listening in right now. Oh no. Put on Drink Crown if you're listening. Just kidding. Okay, that's gonna be... It's gonna be AZUMARILL game, we see. We shall see. Put Bangalore, okay. To stop Lapras and Clefable from healing too much. There we go. First match of the playoff bracket.
The first match of the day. We have Daybreak going up against T3 from the NA region.
And we have the AZUMARILL again. Who did Remix lose against? Who did Daybreak lose against yesterday then? Against who was in the group? Stamina, right? I guess. Yeah, they're lost against Stamina. Which, I mean, yeah, Stamina is a great team. So, it's not a surprise. But they still have a great chance of qualifying for World Championship right here. And already again! The AZUMARILL is back! Oh my god. Oh, Joe, he gets the second one. And he gets away. That's Gibby. Gibby! Oh, he gets him! Gibby gets him though. Or Gibby once more. A 2 for 1. But AZUMARILL will not be here at their target spawner.
Yeah, taking away those buffs, going over to the Gibble that has just evolved into that Gabite thanks to gathering some of those Altaria and Swablu spawns. But we're looking at the level so far, it's quite even across the board, except we do actually have 3 level 5s on the side of T3.
Serena and AZUMARILL, same team. What's gonna be rough into Clefable? Garrett is gonna be rough.
One more to get Dragon Claw so they can have the Dragon Claw Dragon Rush combo. And again, this Pokemon
AZUMARILL here again?
Really great scaling throughout
oh my god, Joe just doesn't care. Jesus. Joe just does not care.
Super aggressive up in this top path. Joe is already at 7.5. AZUMARILL does end up getting that Unite at level 8, looking for a potential KO. Oh,
yeah, there's still of Miraidon, so I guess there's no other attacker you can play, but I don't know.
Straight into the Lapras and get another KO for their side.
Bro, Joe's playing like it's some ranked match right now. Look at him.
He's actually able to target the Clefable, so with
he's playing like it's some ranked match.
Procking that huge power passive ability, if you're able to hit just a singular Pokemon with that, you can get 100% chance to critically hit. And again, in these larger scale team fights, it's harder to get that ability to proc or get that ability to activate, but when you do, you can do a massive amount of damage to just a singular Pokemon, like we saw with that Clefable.
I think one of the benefits as well is the
Tail was open, true.
From the Aquatail. Otherwise, some more action happening up in the top half. Zealot on the game.
And Daybreak is awake. It's currently 9 AM, so at their place. 9 AM. But actually, it's wait, it's OCE prime time though, right? I mean, not kinda. In OCE, it's like midnight now, right? Australia time. Yeah, in Australia, it's midnight now. Maybe still prime time for some of them at least, I guess. But yeah.
They're going to focus their energy on this Reggie steal as Daybreak have secured that Reggie Alecki that is going to provide some much needed experience to the side of T3 along with that attack.
Joe?
Special attack buff.
Into the... I mean, that was necessary, but do it anyways.
Pokemon inside Pokemon Unite. 6 points on this goal zone, brought down to 3 from the Snorlax, and a really nice 22-point over.
Oh, it's 0 points for T3.
And T3, they need to find an answer here, and I think that answer is going to be this Garchomp still sitting at level 8. They're at the 6-minute mark, so this is
not even Garchomp yet.
Time to get that stage 3 evolution, but Daybreak T3 needs to slow down Daybreak somehow, and this AZUMARILL is quite literally running them over.
Well, one benefit for the side of T3 now that both
AZUMARILL does potentially get one shot by Leafeon in fights and Garchomp Unite, so like T3 has very explosive Unite moves, right? So it's gonna be team fights are gonna be difficult. Lapras Unite, Garchomp Unite, Leafeon Unite, Miraidon, Clefable, all of those placed at the same time, it's kinda hard to win against. But if they fall too far behind in points, then I mean they still need Ray anyways.
Next to this Garchomp, basically for the remainder of the game, Kello. And I would say when these 5 players,
but I mean Garchomp can always rip Ray.
It's going to be very difficult for Daybreak
Definitely.
to break that wall as
I really don't like Miraidon.
As we head to the halfway point of the game, Kello, 183 again to 0. We do get some information there. Any Pokemon that are stacking potentially the Leafeon, maybe even the Clefable, for the most part, 0 stacks on the side of T3.
But the control that Daybreak have here...
Like, if I was a competitive bot lane attacker right now, I wouldn't just pick Mew every single game, honestly.
You can see they have decided to do the split and conquer, leaving the Hooper down all alone. But you know who else is left all alone? Rex, who has been forced to pop their Lapras Express to try and make a quick escape, and they have managed to do that.
Oh, Serena's down. Stuck in Gravity. Joel's going in. Pop! And might be doing too much right here. Oh, he's sick high. Oh my god. He's alive.
They lose their Leafeon, unfortunately. Snorlax getting the confirmation of that knockout, and T3 is being pushed into their side of the map. Quite literally, Daybreak is impressing their will on T3, not letting them
Joel's alive.
Sort of inch forward.
But you can see that T3 are aware that Daybreak are looking for an isolation. There goes through with a heavy slam to try get the isolation on
Big stun with Hooper, yeah.
But that Dragon Rush is going to push on through, and now they're just going to go and recalibrate.
Pre-bot objective, pre-top objective. Ay, ay, ay.
Definitely a preemptive Unite move from the Hoopa. It was a really powerful engage from Fu on the Snorlax, able to knock up with that heavy slam, and then pushing those 3 back with the block. And a 4-player swing here in the top path. 4 players, as in one of them being that Reggie Alecki. Let's test the defense this time.
What?
To the side of Daybreak. We have
What?
being knocked on out. The Fable also getting stunned.
Garchomp?
Huge powers coming on through.
He's not awake, I think. Jesus, Daybreak is crazy. I don't even understand what's happening. Like, Joe with a 4KO. Oh my. They're so confused here. They don't even know what's happening. They're completely confused.
Is vulnerable to Daybreak. 289-0. They have multiplied their score by 2. And well, T3 also multiplied their score by 2, but they're at 0. So 0 times 0, 0.
That's great math.
I think they're arguing a bit.
Well, they definitely need to try and focus on getting some wild.
I mean, getting 0 points against an AZUMARILL, it would definitely be a bit of a mental breaker. That would definitely be something.
T3, we have 3 level 12 supplies. Both Daybreak and T3's 2025 season win rate is 62%. Daybreak
wow, that
4-3 during group stage, and T3 going 6-2. What a coincidence that it
what?
was exactly the same. There's so much
Yeah, what is that? I didn't understand that statistic. Someone went 6-2, someone went 4-3, and they have the same win rate. I am so whatever.
I'm sure of, at least on broadcast, AZUMARILL has a 100% win rate.
I don't understand the stat. Maybe we have to see it again.
Okay, well, we'll have to see if that 100%
I didn't get it.
win rate continues
During the season, one of season win rate, okay.
Until the final stretch that
Okay.
does spawn. You can see Fu lurking about, looking to find an opportunity to go in and use that heavy slam, but T3 are definitely being wary, playing a bit further back, and there we go. The heavy slam doesn't end up actually catching anybody out, and that trick Hooper is going to get a
Yep, there's going to be great, of course.
Oh, Zila going through that wall and into the limited outrage immediately.
My Garchomp already has the eject button away. Ray and Daybreak gets it. Stop him from scoring points. Stop him. Stop him from scoring points. No. But it was a crazy game by Daybreak.
Daybreak breaking goals, breaking.
Yeah, and tier 3 is like, they're arguing. He's like shaking his... Who's the left guy again there? Is that Rex? No. Who's that one in the big cam? I have no idea. That's Rex? He is,
This is going going to be a hard
he's confused. Alright, first game to Daybreak. That's crazy that they actually banned AZUMARILL now. Yeah, 2% ban rate. Probably the first ban, maybe the second ban of this tournament. And there is Zoroark and Comfey. There it is. What is Daybreak gonna do about it? Scissor again? Yes, they did Scissor into it. We will see. A Darkrai? I mean, Darkrai is pretty good into Zoroark, right? But, I mean, not really. If Zoroark has one full heal, it's over. Oh, Shifu Buzzword. That's very low damage. That is very low damage. Miraidon again? Alright, interesting. Zoroark, Comfey. It's gonna be hard for Daybreak. I don't think Electro with Miraidon is much better either. I mean, it's better than Charge Beam. But in a competitive setting... Nah, I don't know.
If they do not take this game.
Dig deep T3.
Drift is not too easy to play in tournaments. I do think you could play it though sometimes, like in jungle. But in lane, it's pretty bad.
Bottom path, Mew, Miraidon,
Wouldn't pick Miraidon in lane for Drift.
Zoroark in the top path, a little Gibble, and a very buff
A little Gibble again. You're winning early assets, winning. Chomp.
Little chompy boy is biting back. He's really got some bite to him.
He definitely does.
Yeah, this could be Daybreak has solo damage. I don't see them winning this game unless they're just really this much better.
Got a very powerful friend
right?
As the central area carries, dancing around each other, and that mustache.
If I didn't see Daybreak destroying the first game, I would think they would just get destroyed here in this match now. They wouldn't have a chance of winning. But because they played so much better in the first game, I do think they can still win. Oh, fine feint attack. There we go.
First KO onto that
eject button? Nope. No.
2 KO streak for Anon. So they're keeping the aggression, a very different look this time round.
Yeah, I'd love to see that from Anon. You know, it is a speedster Pokemon, but I felt like the way that he was using his feint attacks between the tall grasses,
good start for T3 now.
In his approach, able to KO both the Buzzwole and the Urshifu. That's quite a bit of amount of experience in this early game. Level 6 on the Zoroark should be ticking in to level 7, having access to both of those abilities.
Oh, but they do have the Leech Life coming on through.
Leech Life.
Leeching Zealot of the Hate.
Leech Life.
And thanks to that Comfey,
what would the Dark Bear pick? I can't tell you honestly.
T3 had donuts.
Let Joe cook, I guess, but I don't get it. Wait, no, Joe's on Buzzwole. Yeah, I don't know what the Shifu pick is about. It's so useless here. It's there to secure objectives, but yeah. They can't do anything with it. You can't even click Zoroark either with his Unite, because Zoroark just has full heal. But there's one. There is one.
5 seconds left to go until those 720 Swablu and Altaria do end up spawn. They are one member out as Miraidon is able to just charge beam a lot of those birds. And well, Joe has lashed onto Anon and punching him towards the berry.
Oh, it is a feint.
Oh, I mean, what did they do against Zoroark with their comp? Oh my god, not the eject button wicked blow just being awful. Yeah, this is just pretty already. And I mean, you can. This is just. It's insane. Say to me how bad teams are drafting. They play so much. I feel like you can just see when a draft is just awful. Of course, they can still win, right? Or like, yeah, they can still win, but it doesn't mean like this should be a thing right here.
Better defense from T3.
I mean, they can still win, of course. And yeah, I mean, okay. Like, they can still win.
Put it in range of that wicked blow. And now Mew getting a KO streak of 3 in the bottom path. 4-player push. Can the Miraidon and Lapras hang on?
Well, this is a really healthy pad left on 80 points. We had that first dunk, second dunk going on through, leaving it on 27 as Rex is trying to fight to survive. But unfortunately, it's just not enough. Comfey unable to attach
What's I
Nonetheless,
missed?
they have stopped Daybreak from getting any more further points as backup has arrived.
All right, Anon is here with their Comfey once again. Levels are about even. T3 even losing that bottom fight at a level ahead with both their all-rounder and their speedster. On 1v1 in the central area as we pan on over there, that is the end of the Livid Outrage, so no Unite move available for the Garchomp at this point.
No Unite move for the Garchomp, but we do have an Urshifu Unite move on hand as they're just going to
Urshifu is just so useless. I don't know what else they could have picked maybe, but...
Oh
man. Let's say I pick like a Scyther or something, but...
Really nice pull there.
If you want... Yeah, I don't know.
Last Altaria. Again, now Pokemon
Surely there's something else. Maybe Mimikyu? Nah, Mimikyu, Honestly, I think Darkrai would have actually been pretty good still. But you have to be careful, of course. Here, hello, Ski.
The only way to get out of it is if you're able to full heal it. Again, those two cooldowns are relatively large, but Anon, or more importantly, Daybreak needs to communicate when that full heal is active and when it is not. Maridon, the first to go down. Fast break from Daybreak. Here comes the Midnight Haze and a Power Nap, and the only one left standing is a sleeping Snorlax as Liz gets taken down as well.
Yeah, Fu is just going to moonwalk backwards with...
They have nothing they can do, I feel like. Unless they catch someone with Buzzwole, late game, before a fight even happens.
That Urshifu, but it is nowhere in sight. Instead, up in that top half, and Daybreak are going to give that one up. Instead, preparing the defense wall.
All right, here comes
you almost beat Downs yesterday. It was very close.
Offensive in this game, a 5-player push, make it 4.5 with the Comfey Zoroark finding their way in. Here comes the Unite move from Liz to bring down the Urshifu again. The hero that they need with the cape is going to be actually heading into the central area as T3 is going to disengage and take their wins from there. 154 to 104, a 50-point.
I mean, Daybreak stayed in points somehow, so I mean, really can keep the points up.
Buzzwole ends up getting taken down to that Garchomp. Mystical Mirage has been popped by that Mew to try and make it back to safety behind the Snorlax. You shall not pass!
You shall not pass. Oh, Urshifu Unite? Zoroark has no cleanse? Oh, there we go. They got him. They got Zoroark, guys. They got Zoroark.
T3 has been broken by Daybreak. Their defense just too strong.
They can win.
62 to 104. It is still a really close match. But
I mean, do we really... I mean, I guess he has to fully launch the Buzzwole sometimes.
Over to level 13. We still have a Regieleki on the field for either team to secure, especially considering neither of them have their T1.
Yeah, the AZUMARILL bait just threw Daybreak off.
62, 104, 110. Before the final stretch begins, 3 minutes remaining, potentially the last 3 minutes of T3's season. It will insulate this Regieleki for the last minutes. They have good positioning, can pressure that tier 2. They can potentially go for a larger score.
Well, that's a bit of the game plan is ruined, yeah. Surely.
To bring them back to central.
Surely that's how that works.
T3 is pivoting down to the bottom path.
Can't wait for Overlord to play AZUMARILL later.
And it is going to give them a small lead of 6, Kello.
Only 6 points, but they have given up this Regieleki. There's still 30 seconds left until Rayquaza spawns. Some time to deal with it, but another Regirock. Triple
That's huge for T3 though. I mean, they already have some damage on the left side, and now they're even tanky on the right, so... Ushifu's trapping.
Very bulky is that Garchomp, very bulky, high HP.
They saw Snorlax.
Pokemon, one of them in the game, Rex on that Lapras, and Daybreak.
I mean, Daybreak could just always flip. Knowing that they might not have a chance, they could just flip Ray, right? They have Hoopa unbound. Hoopa can almost 1v1 Ray. Snorlax can Unite on top of it. Like, might as well, I feel like, at this point. Because how do you win a team fight?
Everybody take a deep breath as Rayquaza has appeared.
The moment they see someone not at Ray from T3, they have to rip it.
Currently, so Daybreak need to try and make a move if they are to make a clean sweep through to the top 8. It's just a matter of who is the perfect pick here as Rex is trying to bait out that heavy slam.
Hadron Engine on the field.
Oh, Ray is tanky now, right? Oh.
Liz is gonna find a one-way trip to the Pokemon Center.
That's my Hoopa and Rain solo queue, guys. Jesus, man. I've been in this scenario before multiple times.
And here comes Anon. They can see the opening in the top path. They move away from the superpower, and T3 is starting to take hold of this game. Rayquaza brought down to 60%, and the fight breaking out in the central area of T3. Unite move from the Buzzwole cannot hang on, and Liz back on the battlefield. Can they find the Anonymous?
Oh, 1 minute
That's a 4v4
left,
still.
we have System on the mute, going and taking the
She
lead,
was
but
Unite
Daybreak
still,
and
but I
T3
mean...
now have
Oh,
their
Garchomp's
backs
trolling?
against the wall, literally, as
Oh my
Snorlax
god.
is pushing
Oh my god.
Cyclone
Okay.
to Garchomp, but they end up getting hammered down.
They got
As
Anon.
Mon ends up getting taken
He doesn't have
down
plans
on
even
Zoroark,
forward.
and Daybreak need to just
Wait, Daybreak can
clutch
win.
this lead
They had him
with 40
points.
seconds left to go.
They finally found the Unite.
Garchomp, 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 Garchomp.
Zilla trying to stay alive as best as they can. The Comfey pocket, even taking a boosted auto for the team. And now they have to start.
Oh,
working
no.
on this
T3 has to rip Ray.
T3's life
Joe,
is
Joe,
on the
Joe,
line
Joe.
for the season, brought down to 50%. Miraidon charge beam ripping away. Can they get
Oh my god, they got it.
And T3 stays alive.
Miraidon got it.
15 seconds left to go. Can they
Urshifu can
navigate
cancel.
towards
Urshifu can
these
stop it
T2
though.
pads as we have Garchomp and
I mean,
Comfey
it's nah.
scrambling.
Okay.
Comfey dunking into
Oh
50,
my
but they end
goodness.
up getting interrupted twice by Mr.
No
Ship.
Oh my, he tried. That was close. Nah, he almost had it. Nah, he played. He played it so well though. He played it so well, I guess. He almost had it.
T3 moments away, able to get
He
scores
almost
on
had
both
it.
T2s. We will see it here, and they are able to.
Wow, we get a third game, guys. Who's excited?
268 to 214. T3
Who's
still
excited?
alive.
Let's go. We get a third game between OC and a top North American team right here.
Adaptation,
Third pick, AZUMARILL is still banned. Now we have Aegislash. Okay, I like this much more.
Response.
Suicune, Hoopa, Serena, Mammothside, Aegislash. That looks like a fun comp. Lots of CC as well, lots of die. Oh boy, okay. That looks scary to be up against. T3 Snorlax, Blissey, Leafeon, Miraidon. Again, and last pick. Oh, a Tinkaton. Oh.
And Zealot's pulling out one of his aces.
I mean, Tinkaton would be pretty bad here, but it's fine. Zacian. Zacian, it is. Okay, fine a game. Again, both of these teams fighting for World Championship spots.
T3, everything
So that's on the line.
For this game 3 single elimination match.
For all of these marbles, we have Daybreak on the purple side, T3.
Just the first step to qualify for the World Championship. Then neither of these teams have to win the entire tournament to qualify for Worlds, most likely. So
we've sent that Leafeon into that central area for T3.
they have to win here and beat Revelation next, and then pretty much I would say one of these is qualified for the World Championship, unless DreamHack have the best tournament of their life now and make it to the beat OJ and Nouns.
It really does come in.
Which after yesterday
them up, I guess that is
doesn't look very likely.
After all, but whether they can try and get a pick here because, well, Rex, the Snorlax is
Miraidon and Zacian. Remember when those were the issues in the game?
as they back on up and gather
I remember.
Yeah, another relationship I want to talk about, this Leafeon against this team of all-rounders. It's going to be very difficult for this Leafeon to pick up mid to late game KOs, even in this early game as well, as we can see a 4-player swing from
Metaclaw?
Slow to the fight is Daybreak as the Swine
Metaclaw.
just now entering the fray, but all of those Altarias,
Metaclaw?
all of the Swablu is down, and the next to fall might be Fu as well. Boosted auto finds Mifu, and they're going to go ahead and
Metaclaw.
retreat back to the right side of the field, but the damage has been done. 25 points in for the early game.
Yeah, getting in those much needed
Okay.
stacks for whoever has those point stacking items and also getting those levels. Otherwise,
Remember when
we have
Metaclaw was
Drake
actually
Wayne
meta?
in the tall
For like,
grass, potentially
for the first time
looking for
ever and already got
steal
nerfed
next to
instantly again? That's so
unsuccessful,
funny
and they
actually.
get that blue buff, but it is quickly yoinked back away.
Just
as
already
Drake gets
nerfed.
the KO.
But they're blocking with Metaclaw. It's just for attack speed, I guess, and I mean some damage now. It did lose a lot of damage, so.
We head into the central area for the next small bout between the
This is the first match of the day, yes.
3 members here
By the
and
first
4
series
members for Daybreak.
of the day, yes.
From the bottom path, able to get the
Ooh,
knockout there.
okay.
Blissey getting that reward,
T3 is
but
no
ends
way.
up with the EXP share flooded zone, stops the Zacian safeguard.
Safeguard's gonna get a lot of value this
But now
game,
that T3
for sure.
has that numbers advantage, they're going to go and dug some more points up in the top half as Rex is keeping these members preoccupied. We do
Zacian,
have,
Zacian.
already reaching that level 8 mark.
Zacian and
so far,
Zacian.
level 7
does what Zacian does.
Yeah, if we're looking at T3, their composition kind of leads them to win this early game. No evolution.
Zacian does what Zacian does.
Or 3 of their Pokemon, right? So really strong early game between the Zacian, Snorlax, and that Miraidon. Even the Leafeon.
How broken is Blissey? Very broken.
First Pokemon to watch is going to
be
that Leafeon Emerald 2-step Unite move at level 8, the first to be available.
It does have it on hand, ready to go in an ambush, but it looks like Daybreak have decided to prioritize this top path with 4 members here.
Helping and Safeguard's also one of the highest win rate moves in the entire game. The movesets.
Is on both of these objectives.
Heavy Slam!
Has been secure for T3,
close.
but Alecki has been secure for Daybreak.
Triple exit for Anon. And Snorlax, yeah, it was down. It's going to be a lot of points going in. They can't defend. Did there be some points there? They could have had a few more points, right? Or maybe not.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Create some space for them to go and invade the
97 on it.
Take away their buffs and try to gather back that level lead. They are still quite behind with 4 levels.
Don't think Legacy was attempt was worth it? No. Oh, Leafeon caught. Ice Fanged up.
That is an incredible find there from
So it's for Aegis Slash, okay. Which moveset is better for Armor Rouge? Fire Spin and Psyshock is the best. Fire Spin, Psyshock.
Able to grab a Leafeon, for example, you can quite literally lock them into place if they do not have a full heal available to them.
You can see that T3 are looking at just sticking together as a group to try and combat Daybreak strategies as they're going to try and dive on in. The Queenly Ascendant to send Zealot up to the skies.
Ooh, where's Leafeon damage?
As Anon comes to save the day with their
Does Leafeon even KO? Well, you just saw who's gonna KO. You just saw.
We got an Emerald 2-step. I'm gonna dance on your forehead. KO streak of 2. On your Anon, level 10 on that Leafeon. Level 11 though, Zilot kind of quiet in this game, has been farming, has been capturing wild Pokemon on other parts of the map as all-rounders tend to do. 1v1 occurring in the central area. Zacian tuning into that fight as well. These Pokemon fighting over this Indeedee, as you can see with that notification there. Unfortunately, the 1v1 going over to T3.
We are about that halfway mark. It is a really close match between these two teams. As attention, it's a close
Pillow-Swine always happens though. In tournaments, XP share, like, it's always a Pillow-Swine for like 6-7 minutes. He needs just one more experience.
Looks like they were able to go and break the top tier 1 pad while this distraction was happening down here.
Reggie Ice will reset back to its appearance.
This always happens. It's normal.
On the Zacian takes that Regieleki and is going to force at least one member of Daybreak to deal with
I would not fight this now. I mean, they've Hoopa and Bound, I guess.
On the Reggie Ice as soon
Are they going to use it?
Rejoins the fight in the bottom path. DC trying to get the confirmation here.
No.
Puts the flooded zone down, freezes just a little bit too late. The fast break for T3 may be looking forward as a very bulky front line for Daybreak. Tries to hold the line. They're going to test
Bound now. There's the fight. This isn't on Zacian. Cast Unite was not going to activate it. Leafeon is deep. Leafeon is super deep. But they do get Aegis Slash, okay. Sarina Unite move cancelled on Snorlax. Oh, what a fight. Members fine bottom right, getting bullied. Jumps back in. Heavy Slam. Serena dancing. Serena dancing. There's Unite now. Back up again. Oh, but nice Heavy Slam eject button also by Miraidon. Gets out just barely. Anon gets one. White guard soon. White guard. Nope. There's the white guard, but he can't reach anyone now. Oh, he's going for it. He's going for it. Oh, he gets it. Onto the white Pokemon. Onto Miraidon. As Ashian.
The sword is back in the bottom path. Anon finding a couple of knockouts for themselves. A fairly low EXP game in game number 3, but a bout that lasted what felt like a lifetime.
Close game, close game.
1 minute remaining before the final stretch. And for one of these teams, after these 3 minutes, is the end of their season.
It is a single elimination bracket after all. They want to try and get one step closer towards securing that final slot for the World Championships. But you know what? We have some little action happening here as Anon is looking for an early KO. Maridon has been taken
Uh
down.
oh.
Sobi's gonna have to watch as her team has to vacate the top.
I feel like T3's late game is super bad though, right?
Potentially one more southern Reggie spawning, appearing on the map as well. Reggie Lucky again, very handedly.
I mean, he's very mid the late game.
They can go for a score in the tier 2.
They have no really carry. Zacian falls off with Magic Claw. Leafin falls off. Maridon is kinda whatever. Compared to like a Serena or Aegislash.
Now they can go for those fast scoring, but this Reggie steal is going to be very dangerous for Daybreak to lose.
But I mean, that could be enough damage right here. This could be game deciding the steal, honestly. Could be. They need more damage, right? So, I mean...
Daybreak already taking position in the tall grass, but Sobi shredding up so much HP from its Mifu on the Mammo Swine there.
I may not be very good at math, Kello, but there is a singular point separating the two teams. Fu taking a lot of damage from Thunder and that charge being forced to recall manually back to the main base. There is that front line down. Anon pushing on forward, trying to make way for the team. Flooded zone. The tide is starting to shift in T3's favor. Rex forced back to the main base once again, and both teams back to reprieve.
There we go. The flood zone isn't going to catch anybody out as Daybreak are looking to gather together
1 point, man.
This bottom tier 1 pad, but
T3
T3 still have theirs available as well. It is a close battle between these squads, and I'm not sure.
Eject batting off from Memo and Maridon.
Oh, Rex finding a
Memo getting bullied.
Onto Fu, pushing them into the wall. No one to capitalize off
Ay,
of
ay,
that
ay.
one. 1 minute remaining, and it is still a tap.
The steal's almost gone. 20 seconds left.
For this finale,
And up Rex is going in. Block onto Mirai, onto Memo Swine. Eject button with the claw forward. And they slice to Memo Swine. They might just burst right down now. H-Slash on the backside though. Oh, he just gets one shot. He gets one tapped.
And this is going to be their chance to try and gather this Rayquaza and the rest of
There's actually no one rape hit.
Daybreak that is still remaining.
Ooh, Zash, I mean, Serena can cook, Serena can cook, Serena can cook. They're so low on HP. They're so low on HP, all of them. He's going for Ray, he's going for Ray, he's going for Ray. He gets heavy slammed. Suicune gets it. Oh my god. There is so low on HP, all of them.
Legendary secure for Daybreak as we have some dunks going on in. It's 300 and 457 to 198, and OC still
Well,
have a chance.
OCE moves on. T3 season is over.
Small step, but that is
GG.